So back when I used to do my average bodybuilding split, I would normally do the same things over and over again, the same exercises every single week. So, like bench press or pull ups or rows or squats or calf raises, I do all the same kinds of exercises every single week. And at first, you do make really good gains on that, progressively overloading, doing all that after many weeks, and then but after many weeks it does start to slow down and it starts to really stagnate at a certain point. And even if you're progressively overloading and pushing yourself, you won't find the same adaptation that you found when you first started training. And this goes along with the jump training as well. When you first start jump training, you're doing your max effort jumps, you're doing your squats, your deadlifts, your RDLs, your calf raises, things like that. But then if you just did those things every single week, you would adapt at first. And then after a while, it would slow down. Then after a while, it would really stagnate. Even if you're progressively overloading, or at least trying to, up until a certain point. So, what's going on there? Why is it stagnating like that? And the reason is because you're adding a very important key principle, which is progressive overload. But there are many other key principles. One of them, which is also the most important, next to your progressive overloading, is variety. Our body is very good at adapting. So when you give it the same stimulus and doing those same exercises every single week, it really gets used to it. And then over time, even if you're progressively overloading, your body will just be so used to the movement that it's kind of easy to do the movement, because your body already knows what it's expecting. So the reason you add variety is so that you can add a new stimulus to add on top of those exercises that you've already been doing. Because once you do that, then you could add more different variety and then stack on top of each other those different exercises. You could go back to that same exercise and you then improve and make more gains from there. So if I want to give you an example, if you're doing a push day and say you're doing bench press and you do bench press, but then at a certain point you start to stagnate, then say next week instead do some dips, do some incline bench, do some flies. There's so many different types of exercises for that. Same thing with like jump training with legs, for example. One week you do your squats and then the other week you do your Bulgarian split squats, so then you can stack them on top of each other and really try and get the most out of that training. And I'm not saying do a different exercise every single week. I'm saying that you do an exercise for a couple of weeks, for a few weeks, you really adapt on it, and then you add a new stimulus, so then your body has something new to adapt to that you can stack on top of that previous exercise, and then you can really go from there. So as soon as an exercise becomes too easy for the body when it's already expected, that's when you should be changing up your workouts and changing up your training to really get more of an adaptation. And also, what I'm not trying to say is don't neglect the previous exercise that your body has already gotten used to. Once you add that new stimulus, you could go back to that exercise. You'll have more strength and ability from that new stimulus that you had to be able to continue to grow in that specific movement. So for example, like your squats and then your Bulgarian split squats, then when you're working on those Bulgarian split squats, you want to go back to that squat and then be able to push yourself and really be able to improve and add more weight and get stronger. But again, these are just examples. It is more complex than this, I'd say. It's not as simple as just, 1 week I'll do squats, another week I'll do Bulgarian split squats. It's really more individualized to you. This is just a tip I'm giving you that you should add into your training so you can be able to make the most out of your training. So make sure if you're writing your own training to always add variety, so then you can optimally adapt, optimally gain more strength, gain more power, whatever your goals are, and you'll make more gains. So I hope this video helped you out today. If it did, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.